Today, in a really simple way, I want to share with you the quickest way to peace. Previously on this channel, we've covered extensively how peace is not a byproduct of anything that you add to yourself. Peace is not a byproduct of shuffling around the contents of your experience. Nothing that comes into your life is the reason for you being at peace. And nothing that you can possibly get rid of in your life is going to bring you peace. Regardless of what is and what is not in your experience, peace is simply the byproduct of allowing yourself to be peaceful, recognizing peace to be your inseparable quality, your natural state. There are simply, so regardless of what is here and what is not here, what situation, circumstance is here or not here, there are simply moments where you allow yourself to be at peace, where you relax all of your wants and not wants and your descriptions and judgments and your preferences, your fears. Or there are moments where you are so caught up in those mental layers of expectations, desires, fears, resistances, that peace is obscured, that it appears to no longer be. So, what is this quickest way to peace? If peace is our natural state, then it should be there always, right? It can never not be there. If it is our inseparable quality, then it should never not be there. So beginning with that, learn to observe your own self when you are not at peace, when you no longer feel peaceful, which is, let's say, when you feel fear of the future, or when you feel bothered by what someone else says or does, when you're worried about tomorrow, what you're going to do, all these sorts of mental scenarios and judgments which bring up all of these emotions and you no longer feel peaceful. The quickest way to peace is to learn to observe the being bothered, to observe what you are feeling that is not peace. So how does this lead to the emergence of peace? To recognize that peace is ever present as a background of all that happens. How does that lead to that? Because by learning to plainly observe, objectively, without judgment or description, without mental narratives about what you're observing, about who's causing you to feel this way, why what's happening is happening. These are all ideas. These are all projections, right? But when you just learn to plainly observe, which is very factual, which is very actual, awareness is not an idea. It is not a projection. It is not a concept. It is simply here. It is the fact of your existence. It is the fact of your experience. Your entire experience of even not being at peace relies on the awareness of it to be perceived, to be known. Awareness is. So when you just learn to plainly observe that part of you which is not peaceful, when you learn to plainly observe that on the basis of which you say I'm not at peace, so whatever that may be, anger, fear, upset, sadness, irritation, jealousy, when you learn to simply observe that which is not peaceful, you start to come to the understanding that what is doing the observing is peace itself. That which observes the part of you that is not at peace is peaceful, is itself peace. This is one of the greatest discoveries that you can have in this spiritual journey. That which observes, that which knows, that which is aware of the fear is not itself fearful. That which observes the insecurity is not itself insecure. That which observes the irritation, the frustration, is not itself irritated or frustrated. That which observes the mental dialogue, the talking, which is overwhelmed and doesn't understand this, is not itself overwhelmed, is itself pure clarity. Learning to plainly observe is the highest form of intelligence. It is intelligence itself. Plain observing, being, knowing, being aware. And it will be the transforming agent of everything. It will be the cleansing of the mind, the purification of the mind. It will help you melt into your peaceful nature, into acknowledging your ever-present peaceful nature, which is only obscured, which only appears not to be. It is only the background of peace which even supports the appearance of not peace. Peace is absolutely still. It is absolutely formless, motionless. It is not an appearance that comes and goes. It is not a feeling that arises and subsides. Notice how when things do go right in your life and when you do get what you want, in those moments, you're simply allowing yourself to be at peace because you're no longer bought into all of these layers of mind. Whereas in the moments where you don't feel at peace, you are completely lost in projection, not at all in tune and in acknowledgement of reality, of your natural state of being. So my friend, again, peace is your natural state. It is not an addition. It is not a feeling. It is not a thing that arises and subsides. Learn to observe. Observe that part of you that does not feel at peace. And that observing itself will transmute it to peace. So I have many videos on my channel regarding this. This is in my emotional mastery and acceptance playlist. I even have a little masterclass or a workshop on letting go and acceptance, which is the same process of observing, of learning to be at no conflict with what you are observing. Learning to step out of narratives and stories and into just plain observing. So please take advantage of those resources. I'll link them down below. And of course, as always, if you need help with this, if you feel like you've been going at this alone, but you're not really bringing the depth and understanding to your practice and perception and understanding that you would hope, then learn more about my School of Awakening. I will personally guide you through this, and all of your confusion and suffering and misery, it cannot last the power of your plain observing. So just this alone itself will completely transform not only your spiritual practice, but your life. So in the School of Awakening, I work with people who want to deepen this practice and understanding. I work with people who are suffering anxiety and depression and want to be free of it. And in the program, we help you completely dissolve identification with mind, really awaken to your natural state, and become free from suffering your experience completely. So if that sounds good to you, sounds like something that you'd be interested in, then click the link in the description box below and learn more about it. I'd be happy to speak with you and see if we're the right fit to work together and if this is the right thing for you at this time. Okay, please take advantage of all the resources I have to offer, and feel free to ask questions here down below in the comments. I do my best to reply to as many as I can. But also, join my free Facebook group. You can also ask questions in there. We have a lovely community. There's no BS in that Facebook group. No just random links. It's just all Q&As. So there will be a great benefit to you, a great valuable resource. Okay? So I hope this video brought you clarity on the subject, and I'll see you soon.